What's up, friends? I'm Essel, and this is Hollow Knight. Last time, we did some stuff. And the game minimized itself, so I apologize for that. Last time, we picked up Vengeful Spirit, which was the main thing that we did in our last episode. And then completed a small level, ensuring that we understood how this new spell works out. As it turns out, it's pretty damn cool. So looking forward to messing around more with this thing as time goes on. We also picked up a map, by that I mean we picked up the mapping tools and a couple pins. So we're now going to see benches and stagway entrances on maps, which is super exciting. Whoa, shields. That's sick. So Vengeful Spirit does blast right through those. It's crazy how strong that is. So I wonder if when we leave this room, it'll map? Okay, so as I was worried about last time, it does seem as though... Oops. Oh god. Well, one in Rome. It does seem like... Oh, hello. Where are we? I got totally sidetracked. We fell 100 years, and now we found an enemy with a gate behind it. Can we talk to it? I mean, I don't want to, like, anger it. Maybe there's a quest later, so I'm going to come back to this later. I don't know if we have to fight everything. The tone of this game, I think, implies that we might not have to. A lot of things appear to be... Like, if things are violent, they're apparently violent from the start. So, I don't want to just, like, attack that random person for no reason. We should heal our focus real quick. Heal via focus, not heal our focus. We should use our soul to cast focus. So yeah, I have, relatively speaking, no idea where I am. The compass helps a lot too. Of course. But it looks like, oh yeah, sorry, that's what it was. Our map will update whenever we stop at a bench. And no other times. So this will not happen. Ooh, it is Dark Souls. We can't win here? I guess for later then, because we can't access this yet. If we could go 3D like in Paper Mario... Oh, sorry, Super Paper Mario. That was a Paper Mario the third one. We could perhaps walk around the cage of that elevator, but as is, we can't walk through, so... For a later date then. We'll keep that internally bookmarked. So I guess back to the climb. In the meantime, because we fell quite a distance. I'm not opposed to side paths, for sure. If we find some, but it seems to me that we're going to be doing, like, some offshoots for loot. And not much actual side pathing. I will say I really do like this, you know, sort of Geiger-esque Nautilus seashell theme going on here. It does evoke, you know, as I've mentioned in Bloodborne stuff, like, it evokes the occult to a degree. Which is not needed, of course, but certainly not unwelcome. And it makes these caves feel very organic. And I think implies, like, a sense of something that left. Like, if there's these giant shells everywhere, what was using them? What was wearing them? Like, what was inside of them? And the fact that they're using these small shells as currency perhaps also indicates something about the place. About this whole area, the geo. Or if those are naturally forming rock formations, like, why? Like, what about this world makes the rocks do that? Now, it could just be, you know, cool aesthetic, which I am about, but I suspect that given the prevalence of this kind of aesthetic in this area, that there'll be a reason for it. Oh! That did some damage. Okay. Problems? Yes, there are problems. Now, there we go. Okay, so at benches, we're going to update our map. Sweet! So the map does have our shadow on it. Found the elevator shaft. Found a bench in the bottom right over there, too. Which I didn't know about, so that's good to know. So as long as we enter a room, we can see it. Is that top right an implied secret room? or a room we've otherwise discovered but haven't entered? If so, pretty sweet. We should go grab our stuff, though, I think. It's probably worth it. We had an amount of geo, and it should be, like, right here. So I figure it's worth dropping by, yeah. Yeah, between that music and the fact that the shadow is so... It's aggressive, but it is clearly of us. I would find it really hard to believe that there isn't some thing later that we do with it. Like, that isn't some sort of, like, major plot point, or otherwise, like, a thing that comes back later. It's too weird for it not to be. It's really cool. Don't get me wrong, like, I love it already. That it's such a great idea. And a great way to, like, represent what could otherwise just be yet another bloodstain. Like, Shovel Knight isn't bad at using, like, the money bag thing. It makes sense. You know, loot is a fantasy element. They do a lot of, like, humor based around grabbing loot. A lot of, like, lighthearted stuff. But in general, I do find it hard to... It doesn't do anything for the game. Whereas for this, they made it work for them. And in Dark Souls, I think to a degree it works for them. Like, they do something with it, even if it isn't, you know, much beyond just like, hey, you died. They did a thing with it, I think, is the key. So I'm guessing later be like a torch or... I was trying to see if Vengeful Spirit like gave us a light particle effect or something. So this is new. Now we are... Oh, okay, that makes sense. So we're still looking for something to do with the city crest, which I believe is in the bottom left of the map, which is probably where I should be. But I figure while we're up here anyway, I may as well explore around. Ooh, mineshaft. I like it. Even if it's is that like a minecart? It looks a lot like a canoe, like a boat. And again, there's like everything's very rounded. It's a very round shape. There's not a lot of hard lines in this game, which I think is really cool. I mean, games love hard lines. And everything here is soft. It feels very hand-drawn. You know, very alive and breathing. Oh. Oh, hello again. Are you still running about? Why not join me down here? There's plenty of wealth in these rocks for anyone willing to put a bit of work in. Those crystals out there are worth a fair bit, but I have a feeling that there's something even more valuable hidden just a bit deeper in. I can almost smell it. You're welcome to join me. There's enough for both of us. Or if you don't feel like digging, you can just sit and sing with me. I like that this character seems confident and like a dreamer, but she has a stammer. That's like a really interesting character. Ah, damn it. Come back. I did a Dark Souls. It just like, it for some reason, like, immediately felt as though it added something to her character. Nice. Have some focus. Okay, cool. So we should watch out for, again, Dark Souls style elevator drop-offs. Is Dark Souls the first game to do that? I'm sure not, but in recent memory, the only game to do that mechanic well is Dark Souls. So, I have seen in reviews and commentary about Hollow Knight, you know, this mention of Dark Souls as a thing. So is it just a scare tactic? Weird. Okay, apparently nothing is happening here. Man, I don't want to do like a whole lot of nothing this episode, but... we're doing something important. We are doing exploration. We are filling out the map in a pretty big way. And in a Metroidvania game like this that has a map, filling out the map is a really big deal. Because exploring is fun in and of itself. But more than that, it gives you a clue of where to go later. And having stuff like the pins on the map makes it really easy to track, like, generally where we've been. Even if, like, I don't remember each room, I can go, oh, okay, that was, you know, just right of the egg chamber and, like, just above the stagway. And I know where this is now. Which is really nice. A lot of the, you know, even, like, Metroid Fusion has a map that makes sense, but, like, oftentimes it's just a bunch of squares. Oh, hello. There we go. I feel like popping Vengeful Spirit is certainly worth it on this kind of guy. So interesting. So they have the clubs shelved here. So this is like where these big guard guys are being stored. Is that armor in the background? The caves, again, the parallax is so good. The parallax is so ridiculously good. But there's like, this is a... Interesting. Like a guard post. But they were guarding one of those, like, silkworm guys that the old dude is crying over. That was also very sad. But I do wonder why these little silkworm guys have been imprisoned. If they are silkworms, that is. Or if they're not, whatever they may be. I don't know why they're imprisoned. Okay, so we should probably go to the left at this point. Unless you want to go back up to Dirtmouth real quick and check on buying some more item stuff. We have 420 geo. I had no idea how auspicious this was. Incredible. 424. I've ruined it immediately, but that's okay. I will say these armored enemies that once felt kind of difficult are feeling easier and easier by the second. Which is a good thing. That means that combat, like I'm understanding combat better. I wonder if our friend in here will have more dialogue. Or if he's even still around. I figured, okay. Interesting. So he will move around the world, it looks like. Again, very Geiger. Like this whole like organic, muscly, rippling tube thing is a very, at least to me, Geiger-esque kind of look. It's hard to escape the pull of Geiger in anything insectoid and alien, though. Like if you're doing something that's like a dark aesthetic and it's vaguely insectoid and feels alien, not like the movie, like Alien as like a concept, like you're probably going to be evoking Geiger one way or another because it's hard to avoid. I mean, his work was just so influential over dark sci-fi and fantasy, mostly sci-fi, of course, but by extension. Okay, vendor pins I think is going to be good. I mean, let's just grab everything. Okay, let's do it. Right, those don't seem that useful, but may as well. Hot springs seem useful though. Those heal us fully, I believe, and give us full soul. After more supplies. You've already bought so much. Unfortunately for now, you clean us out of anything worth selling. Cornerford will no doubt be pleased, although I do wonder what he plans to spend all that geo on. Maybe it'll be nice and he buys something for her later. Let's rest real quick, update the map. I do like this ritual of the map updating. It does make a lot of sense, you know, like logic-wise. I am glad that the map, like our Hollow Knight guy cannot write the map as we're running along. Like there's no time to draw a map as we're walking around, but while we sit down on the bench and relax, perhaps it's a good time to do it. So this is good. There's actually a lot of important information about where things are. So there's the bug guy. Let's go see what's up in the bug chamber, because I wonder if he's stopped crying. Or will otherwise say hello to us now. Oh. He gives us a lot of money for our troubles. Interesting. Huh. So we'll have to come back later. I'm sure he'll give us more rewards as time goes on. I'm glad we're saving them. We may not get an explanation. I don't think we need one per se to understand that these people are sad and being kept captives. But I am, of course, curious because people don't just get kidnapped out of nowhere. Right. The Pilgrim's Way, travels of Howland descend through verdant wilds and fungal groves to the city at this kingdom's heart. There, all wishes shall be granted, all truths revealed. All truths revealed. I am down. Oh, hey. You. Oops. Hey. So I'm glad we didn't come here earlier, because I believe that that would have been gated by our lack of Vengeful Spirit earlier. It looks like he curls up in melee range, which means we need to have a ranged attack to attack him. Oh, okay, so, wow, that's acid. So we do need a ranged option to kill him. Oh my god, okay. So we're at our time limit. I'm gonna go for 1 minute to see if we can find something through this area. Can you look down? Wait. Okay, we'll take the, oh shit! Right! We do lose 1 heart or skull or whatever every time we, happen to die. So with that, though, I think that's a good time to call it quits for this episode. We're going to keep exploring the Verdant Way next time. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on there, including the acid water stuff. Maybe we can clean it up later. Make it clean. That's like a thing in Metroid games. Cleansing the water. Metroidvania, you know, this genre. And we have other things developing. We found the miner named Mika, I believe. And our mapping tools are being expanded. So we have a lot going on and a lot more to do. So until next time, folks, remember to hit some of those fun buttons down below, including the subscription button if you like these videos. But in any case, until next time, enjoy yourselves, and peace out.